Okay, there are 8 things we need to talk about regarding the Galaxy S10. Some good, some not so good, but together they paint a pretty clear picture of what this phone is going to end up being. Number 1, the S10 will almost definitely be powered by Samsung's new Exynos 9820, which is an 8nm chip, so in terms of efficiency is a little step up from last year's 10nm, but at the same time isn't as exciting as the 7nm alternatives from Huawei, Apple and Qualcomm. On the bright side, the graphics processing unit is close to a 40% improvement from last generation. So if gaming is a priority, then this is one good option. The chip also has one other eye-grabbing feature. As well as a neural processing unit to handle AI tasks, it has the capability to record 8K video at 30 frames per second. I don't think this will make it to the final phone, because to capture 8K footage, you need a 33 megapixel sensor, and as it is, pretty much no one has an 8K display to even be able to appreciate the improvement over 4K. But this extra camera headroom can be used to improve the quality of 4K video, to allow super slow motion at 1080p, and the simultaneous capture of more frames when taking photos, which can translate to better dynamic range. Number 2 is Universal Flash Storage 3.0, which is a new storage speed standard that has 2 times the bandwidth of last gen. So get ready for this. Transfer speeds of 23 gigabits per second. You'll feel this through faster installation times, improved general responsiveness, as well as higher quality video recording. Because when you're recording high-res video, faster storage means that more data can be saved per second. Number 3, the Galaxy S10 will almost definitely run their new One UI on top of Android Pie. And One UI, for the most part, looks like a great improvement. Menus have been made more intuitive, and it tries to make handling larger screen phones more comfortable. But I do think Samsung is treading a bit of a line here. I think these icons look cleaner, and I'm glad they're moving away from that weird space age look they've had for a couple of years. But the replacements are a little at risk of looking generic. They look pretty similar to 25% of icon packs you can find scrolling through the Play Store, and just having a look at the comments on that post, the majority of people seem to prefer the old ones. What do you think? One other interesting feature of One UI is that many elements of it will be tailored to the color of the phone being used. And this leads us on to the next point. The S10 will be a more colourful offering than before, and Samsung hasn't dropped any specifics about this, but DJ Ko, who is head of the company, has told us to expect big changes. And at their most recent developers conference, they showed us some of the UI colours they have planned. While I doubt that Samsung inadvertently revealed their whole S10 lineup like this, silver, green, black, blue and pink are all pretty plausible colours, and the company might just also make some of these as gradient finishes. Also, on a bit of a side note, these videos take ages to put together, so if you are enjoying it, it would mean a lot to me if you could smash that subscribe button down below. Number 5, a triple rear camera setup, which means that as well as all the other camera improvements we're going to see just because of that new chip, we should also be getting a wide-angle lens, which has been one of my favourite things about the Huawei Mate 20 Pro, so consider me excited. Also, a night mode is long overdue on Samsung phones, but at the same time has the potential to be amazing. Samsung's variable aperture setup already takes pretty good low light shots without this feature. You could say better than the Pixel 3 when you're not using night mode, and so with it, who knows, it could even leapfrog that phone. Number 6, the Infinity O display. Now, at this developer conference, as well as all the UI stuff, Samsung gave us a peek at the displays they've been working on. There's Infinity U, Infinity V, and Infinity O, based on the shapes of the cutouts, and then New Infinity, which is just all screen. If I'm honest, I don't know what they were thinking with Infinity V. It looks awful. But Infinity O is looking very likely for the S10. What they have shown coincides with the supposed punch hole display described by Evan Blass. He's got a pretty good track record. I don't think it looks great from the renders, but I reckon it'll look better in person. This camera dot isn't as intrusive as a notch for sure, but at the same time I think the people who didn't like the notch because of its asymmetry aren't exactly going to be best pleased with this. And in terms of camera position, I actually prefer the camera on the left than the middle, and functionally, this positioning means that when you're playing games, your thumb will cover it, so it'll kind of look like you have a full screen display. And this is where it's worth making a bit of a distinction. There should be 4 Galaxy S10 models, an S10 Lite, S10, S10 Plus, and then an S10 Plus 5G. And this Infinity O is probably what we'll see on the top 3. For the Lite, Samsung might just stick with bezels like they've done so far on their flagships. Then, we've got the ultrasonic in-display fingerprint scanner. And we've talked about this in past videos, but with the tweet from Blas, there is now more weight to the rumor than ever. To be honest, I'm not that fussed about it. It's not something I'm super excited for, but if it does come through, it should be quite a big step above what we've seen on the OnePlus 6T. Compared to an optical scanner that takes a 2D snapshot, an ultrasonic scanner can create a 3D image of your print and is unaffected by surrounding light. We also talked about 5G as likely in the top tier S10. But interestingly, 5G is not a feature that is built into the latest Exynos chip, which means that if Samsung did want to have this feature on their top phone, they might have to jump ship to Qualcomm, which is normally saved for the US market. Or alternatively, it might mean that the 5G model is only coming to the US. We'll have to wait and see. So, what do you think to the phone? Are you guys excited for it? Or is there a phone you're looking forward to more in 2019? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'll catch you in the next one.